Hello. Today I'd like to talk about states, specifically about states of consciousness based on Neville Goddard's teachings and how the state you're in determines how you experience your reality. What I'd like to make clear today is that if you want to consciously create your reality, you don't need to focus so much on changing your thoughts and your feelings and your assumptions about things. I would even go as far to say that that's more micromanaging the situation and that it's treating the symptoms rather than the cause. I'm not saying it doesn't work, it does, but all you really need to do is change your state, and all the rest goes along with that. So let's start with, what are states? So Neville Goddard says, a state is an attitude of mind, a state of experience with a body of beliefs which you live by. There are unnumbered states, and the occupant of one state is not better than the occupant of another. But the state, the attitude of mind, to which you most constantly return, constitutes your dwelling place. So what does that mean? It means that your state of consciousness already contains all of the beliefs and thoughts and feelings and assumptions that go along with it, not the other way around. Your state of being is who you are. It contains how you perceive the world, the assumptions you have, the feelings you experience, the thoughts you have, and even the actions you take. Right now, you're in a state, and you're also going through states throughout the day. And the physical reality around you is not necessarily relevant to the state you're in. For example, you can be in a state of feeling very poor, whereas objectively, you're wealthy, you have a lot of money, but you might not feel abundant. You might perceive a lot of lack. But the thing is that eventually, your reality catches up. Eventually, your reality will correspond to your state of consciousness. This includes the thoughts and feelings that you have because they are essentially manifestations in themselves. So yes, you do want to be in your desired state because your reality will eventually reflect that to you. But more than that, what it's about is, do you not much rather reside in a state of wholeness and unity and love than lack and separation and scarcity and fear? So let's talk about, how do you change your state? How do you shift into your desired state? The first thing I want to say is that when you notice that you're in a state that you don't want to be in, not to blame yourself. It happens. When you notice that you're in a state of fear, that you've fallen out of the state that you actually want to be in, treat that from a state of love. Treat that from the state you actually want to be in, because blame is not going to help you. It's amazing that you notice. So accept the state you're in and treat that with love too. If you can look at your fearful state and accept it for what it is and treat that with love too, you're not actually in a state of fear anymore, because then you're in a state of acceptance. You're in a state of non-resistance. You're actually in a state of love, regardless of what it looks like. The next thing I want to say, and it kind of goes along with that, is take the pressure off. Remember that actually no state is inherently better or worse than the other, as Neville Goddard said. Nothing really has any meaning aside from the meaning that you give it. So don't force yourself to be somewhere where you're not, and also don't fake a state, because the only person you're really trying to trick is yourself. There is nothing outside of you that is watching you and trying to figure out if you're doing everything right or wrong. It's all you. So resistance or pressure are just going to keep you in a state of resistance and fear and anxiety. How do you shift? Simple answer for me is practice. All you need to do to really shift from within is to use your imagination. Just ask yourself, how would I feel if I were this person? How would I walk through life? What would I be doing? Who would I be talking to? What would I be saying? What would I be thinking? What would I be feeling? How would I perceive the circumstances around me right now if I was already this person? And the thing is, you don't even need to find clear intellectual answers for this, because simply by asking yourself these questions, your subconscious is already going in that direction automatically. It's an exercise in using your imagination, in feeling into the state without actually pressuring you to end up anywhere. Be patient with yourself. Have compassion with yourself. And once you're there, surrender to it and trust it. and don't overanalyze every action, every thought, every feeling, every belief that comes up for you, because all the thoughts and all the feelings and all the events happening around you and all the actions that you're drawn to take will come absolutely naturally and automatically once you've dropped into the state and once you really trust it and surrender to it. You won't even need to ask yourself what the right thing or the wrong thing to do is. It will fall into place without force. I hope you found this helpful. Feel free to comment below if you'd like me to go into any more detail, if you have specific questions. I also have an article on this topic, which I will link below. And I have a free self-love challenge, which I will also link below. And otherwise, I am wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day. And remember that you are very, very loved at all times.